Good day, traders. It's Tuesday, November 10th, and your cherry bomb trade is in for today. So, could you be bullish on Netflix after quite a hefty drop today? And considering that if you're checking out the futures right now, the NASDAQ is down over 1%. The futures, we'll take a look at those a little bit later, definitely are mixed. Some indices are up 2%. Others, like the NASDAQ's down over 1%. It's tough to be a little bullish on a tech stock right now, but we're going to definitely dive into this, and I invite you to join me. But first, of course, we're going to finish our trade overview. Netflix. What we're looking at today, of course, comes from Tasty Trade. More on that later. But Netflix, we're going to be doing a long call vertical, or we're at least going to be examining it, and then you get to decide whether or not you put this into your simulated or maybe even your real trading portfolio. Netflix has a liquidity rank of 3 out of 4 and an IV rank of 22 right now. So that's our trade overview. What we're going to do right now is, of course, hop into my computer screen. So I'm going to bring us over there. And I want to say hi. My name is Neil. This is Option Theory, and I welcome you. And I want to thank you so much for clicking on that video. So we're going to go do this cherry bomb trade like we do 4 days a week. We do cherry bomb trades that come from Tasty Trade. If you haven't already subscribed to Tasty Trade's cherry bomb email list, down in the description you'll find a bit.ly link that'll take you over there. It's only a bit.ly link because I just like to know if people are clicking it, but I don't get anything from Tasty Trade. Just think that it's great content. Haven't explored their content yet. Phenomenal stuff. And there you go. So that's what we do here. We use ThinkOrSwim to build out our simulated trading portfolio because, we want to get all the learning. We want to take the fear out of trading, and there's no better way to do that, I think. If you want to go slow, right, and you want to prove to yourself that you can trade, right, then using a simulated trading platform. Tastyworks doesn't offer that right now. If they did, that'd be what I would use pretty much, right? But I like to use both. So right now, you're seeing Tastyworks on screen. I just like this chart a little bit better. I feel like it looks a lot better in Tastyworks than it does in ThinkOrSwim, but that's okay. So what I want to show you here is we've got the year chart pulled up for Netflix, and you can see we've had a down day yesterday, and today's looking down as well. So if I guess you'd call this a technical analysis kind of a phase here, right? Although, I'm not a believer in it so much, right? But let's take a look at history here and see what we can see. Well, we're looking at these bands, right? And we can see that it's heading down towards its lower band. If it hits that, that should be a bullish signal, right? This red line here going below this one would indicate a bullish sign, right? And then what I'm also noticing here, this one here tends to be a bullish sign when these cross, right? But that's the one I think it's really worth noting is look, anytime that these have come to this line or below it, when they cross, you get a great up run, right? A run up. Same thing here. So the same thing here, right? Thing here. Here we see that it's gone below the line, and here we see that it's crossed, but now we're getting something a little different. So to be honest, I don't know that I feel 100% bullish on this one just yet. Seeing this sort of, no thanks, right there. All right, so those are my tea leaves. I've read those for you. I've prognosticated and all that good stuff. So there it is. What I'd like to do now is take a quick look, of course, at ThinkOrSwim and see our chart here. Oh, there it is. Here's the ThinkOrSwim version of this chart. And, same information, just, I guess, slightly smaller. So, yeah, there we are. What we're going to do now, and by the way, yesterday we did a trade in Beyond Meat, and that was a roller coaster ride. It was my first earnings trade, I would call it, official, doing it because it's earnings. Stick around to the end. We'll go over that one and see what's going to happen there. So let's go on over. Just quickly take a look at our trading, our monitor tab here. I'm in the IRA. We're going to do cherry bombs in the margin account. We've closed out every single trade that we've had here for a profit. This is fantastic. So we got one trade in our portfolio right now, and it's Tesla. So I imagine Tesla's going to give us some more pain today based on this future right over here, right? NASDAQ is down over 1.2%. All right. So now that you've seen our portfolio, let's go back to this Analyze tab. We're going to be looking at Netflix. We're going to be in the December 24th weeklies with 44 days to expiration as of today, November 10th. And we're looking at a long call vertical. And the email shows us that we're going to be buying the 465 that's in the money. We're going to go $10 wide, so we're going to sell the 475 to cap our gains, right? But to improve our probabilities. And when I say improve our probabilities, they're still not probabilities that I'm in love with, right? And this is assuming that you feel bullish right now. Maybe you're bearish. Maybe you'd prefer to do a long put vertical, right? But let's take a look at the emails trade right here. We got this built here, the 465 that's long and the 475 that's short, that for a debit of $5.13. Taking a look at the risk profile over here, I click that. Make sure your date here is set to Christmas, December 25th, right? And set your slices to break even at expiration. And here we are staring down a 45% probability of ending on or to the right of this price slice, or what I'll call a 45% probability of profit. That's not all that awesome. And if we compare that to what the email says, we should have had a 49%, according to yesterday, probably when Tom built out this trade, and a 63% P50, right? So we're probably a little lower than that right now. We can always pop back over to Tastyworks, take a look at that. I've got that built right here, 465, 475, and we've got 44 days to expiration. Here it's saying, oh, 63. All right, cool. So the pop went down to 45. The P50 has stayed the same. I'm not thrilled about taking a $500 loss on this one. I do believe that Netflix will go down before it goes up. I do believe it will go up. But I think right now, I think we're going to, if we put this trade on, you're going to see some pain first. Although I'd be honest, I feel that happens a lot with many of my trades, especially if you're going to be contrarian, that you're going to find that there's initially the trade moves against you before it moves for you. All right. So with that, we now know our probabilities. Let's, of course, review our max profit and our max loss. Because we're paying $5.13 for this debit spread, you know that is your max possible loss. So it's defined risk for sure. Defined profit as well, right? We do that to improve our probabilities. So we have a max profit of 487. We'd look to take this off if we get to half of that. So let's call that 245, $245 would be looking to manage that. So I'm going to throw this into my margin account. I'm going to go ahead and hit send. That puts that into my working orders, right? So if you wanted to, you could set yourself an alert. I don't feel like I'm going to need that alert right now. But yesterday we showed this in our Beyond Meat video. So I did say if you stuck around to that, we'd cover that. So if you're done and you got what you needed, thanks so much for joining us for today's Cherry Bomb video. I don't normally do this, but I feel like yesterday's trade and the activity with it warrants us having a discussion on this, right? So I'm going to switch back over to the margin account because in case you didn't know, right, if you're using ThinkOrSwim's simulated trading, you get two different kinds of accounts to trade in. Like an IRA account here, you can't do certain trades like you can't do in a real IRA, which is good. Gives you that idea of what it would feel like to trade in an IRA if you were using ThinkOrSwim or TD Ameritrade or Schwab, I guess it is now, right? But here we are, Beyond. Let's take a quick look at Beyond, shall we? And go to charts and go to positions, Beyond. And they don't have that one on there yet, but it will have gapped down quite a bit down to here and has come up a smidge, right? So oftentimes I feel that hey, I don't know that I have the data for it, but when you see a gap, oftentimes it will move back to fill that gap. It did drop to previous support if you're into the tea leaves, right? And I do feel confident that you'll see a bounce up and beyond. Maybe not today. However, my short strikes is 135, I believe, on the let's go back here. At 135 is the short, and the long is the 130 in this one. So most definitely, when the market bell goes ding, 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 we're going to see this PL open go down. And yesterday, I actually put on a trade. It closed automatically with a good till cancel order for a profit. And I don't know if that was just paper trading magic, but it gave me a profit that was more than I should have been able to make. So I'm going to chalk that up to just paper trading works. And so then I didn't want to miss out on the opportunity to, really experience what would happen in an earnings environment. And here I'm getting exactly what I wanted, right? Now I'm getting an opportunity to learn, right? So this will have moved against us. Yep, so you can see how far, quite a bit here. We're in max loss territory. We've blown through both of our strikes here. And so really there's no management opportunities here at this point. You can't roll this out for a credit. We've got 10 days left to expiration. We're going to hope that we don't take a max loss, but very likely that's what we're going to be staring at, right? So yeah, that was our earnings trade yesterday. And, I guess if you're thinking, hey, did I learn my lesson? I don't think so. I think I want to keep trying these in our IRA, and hopefully you feel the same. What do you think about earnings trades? Does that like all you do? Do you like doing them? Do you hate doing them for this very reason? I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. And to my new subscribers that joined recently, welcome aboard. All right. So, if you've made it to this far into the video, here's your thumbs up. Thank you so much. You deserve it. If you feel I deserve it, if I've earned it, then would you mind hitting that like button? If you haven't subscribed yet, I do want you to know that I'll be here for you when you do decide to subscribe. Hopefully you like what you're getting here. When you do decide, would you mind also ringing that bell, please? Because it's great when you get notified so that you can get these trades on, because they come out at the same time every day. Well, 5 days a week, right? At the time that the market opens. All right, everybody. So until I see you in tomorrow's Cherry Bomb Trade, trading.